All right, what's up? Hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Ashen Streamer Highlights. Today we have Ultivitamoinsaft, German streamer, friend of mine.
I think I will start with introducing myself. I'm Ulti, aka my real name is Leonard. I'm a streamer, part-time obviously. I stream Apex, Mario Kart, etc.
Yeah, so I met you playing League of Legends actually,
Yeah, oh
and
my god.
we've spent a little bit of time playing League of Legends together.
Played Yasu. I remember you played Yasu and I was Pike.
Yeah,
And
something like that.
I was popping so hard off that you were in an anime team. And then you added me because my team was trash. And
Yeah.
you felt bad for me.
Yeah, you were literally their last stand.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
Exactly.
I think we lost because
Oh yeah, you guys lost.
Yeah, we lost so hard. Top
Yeah,
lane, jungle,
the team
everything.
was they were not ready. But yeah, so
It's wrong after all.
Yeah, you just said that you're playing Mario Kart, you're playing Apex Legends. I don't see any league there. Why is that?
I also in the past I played also on stream League, but after 2 games, most of the time I'm tilted and then it's not that much fun to stream. And I can't really concentrate on the chat while I'm playing League, for example. When I play Pyke or Akali, you have to concentrate on the game and can't look on your other screen or something. That's why I kind of quit League. I think I haven't played League for 4 weeks. It feels kind of strange, but I have a new addiction called Apex Legends because of the new season. And that's why I'm playing mostly Apex Legends right now in my free time. Also, sometimes Minecraft because we have some Minecraft server.
Yeah, so I mean, Apex Legends is so addicting. Like I'm feeling it as well. It is it is very addictive, especially because it is more chill and you just it has better pacing for streams as well, because like if you have a bad game, right, you're not stuck in that bad game for like 30 minutes and you have to like kind of make up something just to get some content, maybe focus on someone and like laugh about him or whatever to get content, right? You just jump into the next game, you just try and you just go down. That's really good.
At some point clips just appear out of nowhere because you did something bad or hilarious.
Oh, definitely.
I can talk by myself. It's free content basically, but Apex has kind of I think you knew the problem, because when you stream and play Apex Legends at the same time, you have like -1 frames at the recording, and it just don't look good.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough to get Apex to work on the same PC. I've had that problem for way too long, man. So my fix was getting a second PC, which people might or might not be able to do. That is quite a bit of money. Just getting a second PC, getting a capture card. So mine's a laptop, and then you introduce like a million other points of failure again into the system, right? So you get that. You get that notebook could have some Windows issues, some audio issues. For myself, for example, I'm transferring my audio via network. That's called NDI. It is pretty stable. But there's certain predictable problems that arise that are just so annoying. So for example, whenever I start my stream, I have to listen to it on my mobile or something to figure out whether or not the audio's popping, and if it is, I have to restart one of the OBS studio captures to reset the NDI plugin. Absolutely annoying.
Yeah, I didn't buy a new PC because obviously I don't have the money for that because I'm a student.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I activated VSync, adaptive VSync, and kept it to 75 frames. That was my fix basically.
Yeah.
And and then I don't have the problem with the audio that you have because I'm on the same PC and stuff. Yeah. And I have a capture card, obviously, because of Mario Kart, because I can't display my Switch gameplay on my PC, so I had to get a capture card.
Yeah, I see you're streaming Mario Kart on the Switch, and to be honest, so obviously, right, we are very different type of streamers.
Content.
You're streaming German content, and you're more or less like, you know, streaming with buddies, more chill stuff. And you know, I'm, you know, streaming in English, and you know, trying to really have a YouTube channel and trying to, like, you know, get that content going. Now, I would consider you to be probably the funnier person. So especially your stream in German is very funny. Now,
thanks.
Yeah, especially with the boys, right? And we have to say, like,
with the boys,
streaming with your squad is always so much easier than streaming alone.
Way more content.
Yeah. It's really good. But anyway, so I would consider you to be definitely ahead in that, yeah. But there is also no YouTube channel. Now, I am of the opinion that, you know, having a YouTube channel would be important, but you have a lot of, you know, apparently there's a lot of stuff on your plate.
Maybe in the future, because I have to study for my final exams this year, so I don't really have the time to edit the videos or the VODs.
Yep.
And maybe in the future I could consider it to make a YouTube channel. I mean, I have one already, because before I made Twitch, I was uploading YouTube videos, obviously on YouTube. Also League, I think just League, just League, and it was okay, but it didn't have the community feeling that you have with Twitch, you know, with the chat and everything. Streaming feels like you have an audience, a real audience behind your screen, you know, that support you and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, you know, whenever I've been you know, looking around and you know, looking through like streamer tips and stuff like that, right? People would say get a YouTube channel, you know, you'll get way more views there, you'll get way more exposure there. I disagree. I think it's actually easier to, like, if you switch, if you find the games that have like the perfect amount of not too many streamers but enough viewers, you actually get way more people that are interested and like pretty dedicated to the game, right? Whereas with YouTube,
Mario Kart,
it's so hard, dude. Mario Kart, by the way, I want to touch on that topic later on, because I'm a Twitch stats Andy, and Mario Kart is actually really interesting. But yeah, but apart from that, so I feel like, you know, Twitch actually can, if you can find the games and the time slots, where like you have little streamers, you know, and a decent amount of just free people. Maybe a big streamer always ends like at a certain time, and you know, reliably, right, you'll slide right in there into this time slot where everyone's looking for, like, you know, another streamer or stuff. If you can manage to hit that, I think Twitch is pretty lucrative. Now, obviously, for stuff like Apex Legends, League of Legends, you're not getting anywhere on Twitch. That you don't need to.
Yeah.
Like that is one of the games where YouTube content goes a long way, right? But I think it's very dependent, right? It's very dependent. But I should start doing guides and that kind of stuff, because that stuff is always popping off on YouTube. So I'm also the kind of content that I'm creating is not very like, you know, it doesn't get you a lot of discoverability unless you hit that point where it's like so funny that people recommend it to their friends, and that I'm just not quite there. That'll be, you know, I'll have to work on that.
Yeah, back when I did YouTube, I had those Destiny 2 videos where Xur is basically a trader that comes in the weekend, and sells exotic weapons and stuff. Those videos had like 70 to 80 clicks or views. And then my normal shit had like 20 or mostly 20 to 30 views. That was obviously not, they didn't feel great.
Yeah.
Because they just came for the, who is he? And then left the channel and didn't subscribe or like it, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I mean, you can. So what you have to do is, right, you have to manage to capture the people in the time that they come for something else, and you just capture them and they stay there, right? But that obviously is pretty hard, and you need to be smart about it. But I think that's like the reason for most people to make guides in the first place, is just to like get exposure for new people, get new people in there, and then be as funny and interesting as possible to really keep people on the channel. But for communities and for streaming, right? So obviously the English community is an ocean.
Yeah.
The German gaming community is not small, especially if you consider
not that big.
But it's not huge. It's not like the French one, right? Where you have multiple countries. It's not like it's not like Spanish where you have multiple countries.
Yeah.
It's small.
Yeah, Germany's like, you have Germany, Austria, maybe. Yeah, I'm not that good in
Country names in English?
Yeah, country names, in English.
Yeah.
I
No,
just know Germany.
same. Yeah, but yeah,
you know what I
there's
mean?
not a lot.
It's like 3 countries that speak really German.
True, yeah.
But at the same time, there are so many people, but not that many streamers.
Yeah.
For example, when you were playing Don't Starve, I went on the Twitch page, and at that time you were streaming, nobody on German was streaming Don't Starve, basically. The Don't Starve community in Germany of streamers is really small, so you can easily get discovered by people.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Because there's max 5 streamers around. Probably now, I probably will be 4 to 5 streamers right now.
Yeah, I mean, all of these communities, right, are a fraction of what you have in the English streamers, and obviously discoverability is way better there. So you'll get quite a couple of people that'll just randomly hop in and just have a look. They haven't quite found their favorite streamer, or they have, and they just want to know who else is there. Maybe they see a new face, they're like, let's check it out, right? And you get that. I would kind of compare the German community for most games, with exceptions for COD and stuff, because that's an ocean as well. Obviously, that's always an ocean, right? But I would compare, for example, Don't Starve Together, where you have quite a few streamers, but you don't have like an endless amount of streamers. I would compare Don't Starve, the English community, to like a German community of a bigger game. So maybe League of Legends isn't quite the right one, but Apex Legends, for example, doesn't have like a crazy amount, right? And then Tarkov, games like that are the games which are like Tarkov, GTA. Those are the games that
don't have that kind of big streamer, like in English you have fucking Ninja, or I don't know, and any big streamer today.
I mean,
the Apex community don't have really that kind of streamer in Germany.
Yeah. I mean, Apex has like Montana Black, right? He streams it from time to time, I think.
Really?
I don't know if he does, but I just know that Montana Black is comparable to English, like a lot of English streamer. He is like 50K.
Big.
Huh?
He's big.
Yeah, I think he's one of the. I think he is probably the biggest German streamer. Right?
I think Trimax is now the biggest when it
Okay.
came to the subscriber count.
Okay.
I think, Trimax has more subscribers on Twitch, but Mont is obviously the bigger face.
Oh yeah, I mean he's memorable.
I mean, even Faker has a Monte merch. Yeah, for real.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Faker has Monte merch.
He got sent that or what?
No, he wear one.
He wore one.
Yeah,
Wait, that's so random.
I know, but I can.
That is so that sounds so random. I almost can't believe it. Especially knowing how, good Faker is at everything but League of Legends.
Wait,
But
I send you a picture.
okay, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that is a little bit difficult.
You can edit it, maybe. Edit in the video.
I can try to edit it in, yeah, but I mean, I don't believe that. I think that is Photoshop, but who knows?
Could be.
Very
But
likely, in my opinion.
It's still funny.
It is very funny to see him wear that shit. Yeah. Well, anyway, so the point being, right, that Twitch communities, the English one is quite hard to get people, but I think at a certain point, if you get, I don't know, I'd say if you get like 50 to 100 viewers from time to time, you really can start growing to a point. If you find your niche, right, you can start growing to a point where you're decently big and you're definitely making a lot of money. Whereas in Germany, all of that seems a little harder because obviously you don't have that many people, so you'll struggle to find as many people that are interested in the niche thing that you want to do, and so you'll have that as a problem. And then the other thing is, I feel like in Germany, like whenever I get German viewers, they're like online for like a couple of hours, but I don't see the same amount of like people from Germany that would watch streams for like hours and hours on end that I would see in, for example, I don't know, like the American viewers, right? Like whenever I get someone from America in there, those people are popping off, dude. Those people are watching for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would be interested in like, the difference in statistics, but
for my part at least, I have sometimes 3 to 4 people that are the whole time in the stream. Because I know them and they play for example, in Mario Kart, I have constant 4 videos or 5. For yesterday when I streamed Mario Kart, I think the highest viewer count was 10 at one point. It was so hilarious in chat. It was. And then there was small people. If you have 3 to 4 people that are dedicated in your chat and are chatting, for example, the whole time, it feels really good to stream then. But then there are the times when nobody's chatting in chat and you kinda talk to your camera and don't to people,
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm the CEO of talking to myself in my streams. I mean, it's like only recently that I've started hitting higher viewer numbers a little bit, but it's still not, it's still not what I want. It's like I hit the 17 mark, right? Next day, I think I get it again. The day after, I get 10, and I'm so unhappy with that. I'm like, where is my 20? I want that 20. I want that 25, dude, next day.
I would rather have 5 people that are active in chat than 20 that are inactive. I mean, that's kind of obvious.
Yeah, of course. I mean, going back to that whole chat thing, right?
Yeah.
a chat with like 1 or 2 people is so different from a chat with like, you know, where you have like
3
one
or 4.
person. Yeah, exactly. And then where you have like one person who's like, you know, sometimes writing something, but like you don't really get to the same point if you have like 1 or 2 people, because you can't have any discussions in chat.
Yeah.
Like you can, you know, you can like talk to the streamer, I guess, right? But that's mostly it. Whereas like if you see chats with like, let's say 10 active members, maybe 15 people typing, you really get that, you know, you get that popping off, you know, the people are discussing interesting stuff, and that's when you as a streamer can like really bounce off that and like start a discussion, talk to them, you know, like really interact with chat.
Yeah, at some point the chat chats with itself, and you don't have to do much except give some inputs, you know? You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely,
So, for example, if there are 10 active chatter in your stream and you start a conversation, you don't have to do much. They talk with themselves.
You start it up, they talk with themselves, they find a new topic, and then it kind of dies down.
And then it's going on.
Either that, or it kind of goes down, and then you get some input in again and stuff, you know, like, yeah. But yeah, so here's one really weird thing for my psyche, right? So I have some people that are lurking and that are like, you know, they're typing in chat very, very seldomly, right? That I personally don't really know them a lot, but some people just they don't like typing, right? But for myself, I always start to erase those people out of my mind. I always forget because I don't see the viewer list. I have that disabled. The only thing that I see is if someone's chatting with me, and then I see the count of how many people are watching. So I kind of, in my head, I go like, okay, maybe some of these are like bot accounts, right? Someone like, I don't know, maybe having like just pulling out their mobile or whatever to support me, which is nice, but in my head it doesn't feel similar, right? But if I get like 4 people chatting, 5 people chatting, that feels so different to, for example, you know, just one person sitting there and, you know, it's like trying to uphold a stream of conversation, but it's like just not really working out. So yeah.
I feel like at some point when only one person is, it's dry at some point, because you don't have anything to talk about.
It can drive you. The hardest thing about like having no viewers or like little viewers that are interacting with chat and having a decent amount of people is that just every single time you don't have a topic lined up, you don't have anything to talk about, you get that like weird kind of silence where you're trying to say something, everyone can tell that you're trying to say something, but you don't know what you want to say. You're like sitting there, you're like, so guys, fuck. And it's just, it feels so bad. Absolutely hate it, but I've gotten better at you know, just blurking out some words and, you know, bouncing off that.
When I stream Mario Kart, it's sometimes feels kind of weird when I'm in the lobby and nobody is there. It feels so weird because you have to get a topic about to talk to someone, and nobody is there, and you kind of talk to yourself.
Yeah, so something that I started doing lately is I figured, right, why not prepare real topics, right? Why not prepare some real topics and really try to, you know, and then just revert to them back. Like whenever chat is active, that's great, right? But whenever they aren't, right, you just you know, look at your small list and you go like, okay, we could talk about this thing. The hardest thing for me is to slide in to the topic, to find a good transition, to find a good segue from that, the point, like from the video game or from whatever we've been talking about before into that topic. That is so hard for me. It's incredible.
I kind of feel that because I'm not a good talker, I think. And yesterday when I was streaming Mario Kart, it was really late.
Mm-hmm.
I was tired as fuck and wanted to stop streaming to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 1 a.m. or something.
Oh God.
And then someone came in and so, hey, can I play Mario Kart? And then I was like, of course you can. And and then we just talk about Corona and something. How would how, like, for example, Germany deals with it, and what they're doing good, what they're doing wrong, and at some point it was just great.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, these especially late night, I feel like you get super different conversations. So I can only tell, like, from the times I was at parties, for example, right, stuff like this, where you're sitting outside. I don't really drink alcohol, so I would usually be pretty sober anyway. And then I have, I would have like someone who had a little bit, and some other people, and maybe someone who didn't as well. And then you start talking about stuff, right? And you kind of get those more philosophical topics, right? And you get pretty interesting conversations. And personally, I love those conversations. Yeah. They're very good, but I can't go, like, I can't put myself into that mood on stream. I'm struggling so hard doing that whenever I don't have a person to talk to. If I have a person to talk to, I can talk for ages, which is weird because, like, I'm ranting about some random topic while someone is watching me. But if someone is not, like, if I don't have the one person to bounce that idea off,
it's weird.
I can't. No, I literally can't do it. And I'm like, I'm sitting here like, it doesn't really. I don't really give a shit about the other person if I'm ranting anyway. So why do I care? But apparently I do. So yeah, I don't know.
I'm really philosophic when I'm drunk. It's so funny, so good conversations when I'm drunk. Totally. But I kind of feel that when you're ranting about something and nobody's listening, it feels not good.
I don't know. It's so hard for me to pull it off on stream. Like, I don't especially understand why. I mean, sure, there's the language barrier, but I've got couple of friends, 3-4 people that I regularly speak to that are English people, and that we can have pretty good conversations about stuff for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently on stream, it just, I don't know, doesn't work. It's weird, mysterious.
I think I don't have the problem for me in my German, especially because I'm streaming German. It's way easier to rant about something.
Yeah.
And because I don't have that language barrier, my problem is more like, I don't know how to say the sentence I want to say. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You just spit out words in a row and hope it makes sense. And sometimes that works, but also sometimes you talk weird shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you just spit some gibberish and it's horrible, man. Yeah, so I'm this is interesting, right? I'm pretty good at conversations, especially in German. The thing most people would appreciate me for would be my conversational skills, right? I can balance a conversation, I'm really talking to the other person. I'm a decent listener. I can go off, onto tangents that are pretty crazy, but in general, right, I'm a pretty decent listener. But the the language barrier is so is so weird, because I could write a text in English and I wouldn't really struggle finding the words, which is really weird, because I'm A plus perfect student in English, right? I have like a super big vocab, right? Like I can pop off, but talking and writing are so different. It is so much harder for me to find those words that I'm looking for, and especially whenever I'm looking for words that are a little bit more complicated, right? And I know that I know the word, it's in my brain somewhere, but I can't find it. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like and then the pressure of the pressure of you wanting to make that point mounts up. And you're sitting there and you're like, dude, why did I? And then my brain starts going into the loop of like, why did I start streaming in English? I should have just streamed in German. That would have been way easier. I probably would have had a couple of 100 views by now. And it's like, it just, and you're far gone, right? And meanwhile, I'm sitting there, which is the funniest thing. I'm sitting there on stream and I'm like, okay, so what do we do? And my brain's just like somewhere else, and I don't even realize that I haven't said a fucking word in half an hour. It's just holy moly. And I don't even realize. I feel like I spoke a lot on the stream, and then I watched the stream and I'm like, motherfucker, do something.
Yeah. You just said you have sometimes problems with complex words. Say them. I have a funny story about that. When I did my oral exam in English, I had to translate from German to English, from English to German. And then where's that one line? Yeah, we give you some towels and a fresh room. I translated, and then I don't know what towels mean on German. And I'm just sitting there for like 10 seconds thinking, the fuck is towels in German? And then after like another 10 seconds, I just spit it out, the word, and then continue to do my exam. I still got an A, but it felt like, fuck, I completely messed up. And I'm like, I think I would say I'm the second best student in English in my class. The best is, he has kind of an advantage because he lived in America for like 3 years when he was young. But I think I'm the second best, and sometimes I'm just what I'm gonna say, or my sentence structure is really bad when I talk.
Yeah. Oh, grammar. Whenever dude. So finding the right words is one thing, right? But then there's this like there are these micro errors where you have to start making the connection from thinking into English without the bridge of German. But usually for me, there is like some German mixed into it, and so like some parts of the sentence are just pure like a German sentence with English word replacement, and it just sounds so bad. It is just so embarrassing for me, especially since this is a story about me streaming, right? So me, right? Fucking ego Andy over here, right? Thinks he's good in English, right? Went to England, everyone's telling you you're insane. It's really good. I can't hear a dialect, right? So I'm like, let's go. I'm just streaming in English. Let's just do it. Why not, right? And then I start streaming and I realize I don't know shit. I can't make a joke. And even if I try, that shit's not funny, man.
You can talk in English, but you're not funny in English.
Yeah, speaking in English is one thing, but jokes and like building up
like
tension.
A completely different language. Jokes is
it's
like
too much.
Jokes are like an add-on to English. You have to download.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely, and it's the fucking EA type of add-on. It is
Yeah.
not easy to get. You have to spend a lot of real life time on that shit.
And then you have that German people that think they can make English jokes and want to translate jokes.
Oh
Like,
God. Oh,
I'm a Rush real German.
but they're these German jokes, right? Yeah. They're these.
Or my English isn't the yellow from the egg.
Exactly. They're these German jokes which are super funny for Germans, right? Because we know the saying. But like some people, they don't understand that other people don't find it funny because they don't understand it's a saying in German. And you're like, my English not the yellow from the egg. And everyone's looking at him like, what? What happened to that fucking cunt? Like, what is he trying to say? Oh my God. Yeah. That happens. Yeah, so I mean, back to streaming, right? So I don't really stream with a lot of people, but I can already tell from the time I've spent, like testing stuff with the DST server, for example, right? That like streaming with other people kind of gets difficult to the mute part when you talk to them, when you talk to chat, that sometimes you just have to mute them so you can talk to chat, right? And it's like, it's so weird to come to an agreement if the other person is not a streamer, because they don't they don't realize, right? Sometimes they take up too much space in the like, and it's hard to say like, dude, like I'm the streamer here. It's like, I'm sorry, Mr. 5 viewer streamer. I'm sorry that I'm talking over you, but it's like it's important, right? So it's a hard balance to strike.
For example, when I play Mario Kart and I'm playing with viewers, and sometimes I'm with them in a Discord call, and sometimes not. But when I'm in that call, I'm silent.
It's
most
so
of
hard.
the time.
It is so hard. Yeah.
Because they talk to each other, but it's rather not my type of shit. I prefer to stay in my own call with nobody, or maybe one person max or two when I play Apex, obviously. Then I'm not in a voice call. And if somebody's wanna go in a voice call, and I have to I have to think about something I can tell them, so I don't have to go with them in a call. Not that I don't like them. It's just don't feel that good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I mean, okay, so here's the thing, right? I feel you on that one. I'm really, so here's the weird thing, right? So whenever I'm a very social person, but I'm not a very social person. So I love being around people, but I can't focus whenever I am around people because I'm interested in people. So what happens, for example, right, is if I can talk to people, or for example, let's take a better one, right? You know how some people they have to read every sign or every piece of text they see, right? Or some people get annoyed by like every sound they hear. They're like thinking, is this a helicopter? Is this whatever, right? And I have that problem with like social cues, for example. So if I'm at like a train station, right? I'm just chilling. I'm listening to my music, like, or maybe to an audiobook, right? And I'm trying to think, dude, the second I see someone with certain like behavioral patterns or whatever, I'm like, oh, dude, he's limping. His leg is like, and my brain just starts going off. Like, or I see two people talking to each other and I'm like, starting to look at the posture of this person and just, it makes everything so much harder, and it makes it so hard for me to focus. Although whenever I'm alone, I can like listen to music, I can do whatever the fuck else I want, right? And I can just like move that shit away and focus on the one task. But if there's another person around, like, and they're I don't know, maybe speaking to me, I'm having such a hard time not like giving them 70% of my attention. Like cutting it back to 30% is so hard for me.
That's rather easy for me because I completely ignore people in my when I go outside. I'm just focusing on. I'm looking on the ground and walking my way.
Oh yeah, I'm doing that too. You know why I'm doing that though?
No.
So here's the thing, right? So whenever I go outside, I look at people like, I fucking hate you, dude. Like I'm just walking around. I'm like, fuck everyone. Just because if people start talking to me, I like talking to them way too much. It's like so that's why I do a similar thing, whereas like I look down, I try to not make eye contact, I try to not think about other people so I can focus on my shit. Usually I have my iPad, my notes, I maybe go like through my notes or read a book or whatever, right? And I try to like purposefully keep myself from starting to interact with people, because once I'm there, I am fully there.
I have a really good story about that. When I was new in a new class, I think it was 6th or 7th grade, nobody wanted to talk to me because everyone thought I was that kind of chat bully that no one talks to.
Mm.
And then when some people knew me better, they knew I was that I don't say anything. I don't want to talk to people. The complete introvert, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's insane, but it's most of the time I'm really introvert when I get to know new people. But when I get to that certain point, I go full extrovert when I know people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
For example, when I play Apex with the boys, it's chaotic.
Yeah.
But
I've seen some streams.
But when there's then a fight, we completely switch that chaotic attitude and do straight up callouts, and
that's a good
nice.
squad. Yeah, that's a good squad.
And I don't mute myself too often when I play with them, but when I play with someone that also streams and I want to talk to the chat, then it's obvious that you mute yourself when you're talking to your chat. And so the other chat don't hear that. So and they think, huh? Who is he talking to? Not us, obviously.
Yeah. You just start reading his chat. Like you just imagine you play with a bigger stream, right? You just start reading his chat and interacting with his chat. You're just like yoinking that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the play, dude. I gotta do that sometime. Oh my god, imagine. I'm sorry for the interruption.
Also, I did that too today when I were called the big doo-doo head.
Yeah, true.
One of your viewers.
Yeah.
I yoinked that message and interacted with it.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's funny. I mean, you know, that's... Yeah.
By the way, if you're seeing this, you're the doo-doo head, not I. You're the doo-doo head.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I hope you get it
now. Oh my god. Yeah, well, you know. I have to say, my chat is pretty tame when it comes to insults. Pretty tame. It's impressive. It's not that, you know, it's nothing hard hitting.
True.
Yeah. Well,
then there's my chat where I have to, at least in one stream, I had to block some bad doo-doo words. For example, I can't say they were. Can I say them?
Go. I might beep them out.
Hurensöhne, Fotzen, Hure.
Oh my god. Yeah, but okay, so there's a weird thing, right? Whereas that shit sounds pretty bad. But for example, right? So if you're from England, cunt, which is the
It's
translation,
a normal word.
is not that problematic.
Yeah.
But if you're from America, that sounds pretty bad. That sounds pretty bad.
This whole family tree with that one word.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. So, you know, there's some nuances to who's listening as well. In the English. Whereas in German, you know, it's like wherever you are, those words are pretty, you know, those words are probably problematic.
Yeah, true.
But yeah.
And sometimes my chat is going by itself and just chats with itself, and I don't have to do much. And then there's instantly those harsh, funny meant slurs or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But not in a they aren't mean bad. They're kind of in that funny way. So Hurensohn.
Yeah, no, I mean the weird thing is, right? So I personally enjoy I enjoy this, like the spicy jokes. I enjoy them a lot. But it's hard.
Same.
It's hard. But here's the thing, right? The second you say that, you're instantly alienating a certain amount of your audience, right? Where it's weird, because I personally I'm trying to kind of move a little bit towards being like a little bit more family friendly, because like I'm a pretty harsh, like the words I use they're pretty harsh, and I'm a pretty you know, harsh guy in general on that kind of stuff. And I need to tone it down a little bit, but it is so hard for me to do that. And I don't know, I'm struggling so hard. I can purposefully try, right, to use these weaker terms, but I don't feel anything anymore. Yeah, it's just, you don't feel it anymore. It doesn't have the spice. It's like I might as well just make like a factual statement at that point. It's not funny anymore.
I mean, I've learned that to control that, because I play a lot of League, Mario Kart, and at some point you don't feel anything more, and you can't insult them because you don't care much.
Yeah, if you've played on like the European server, and you're like hearing "rope yourself, I hope your family gets cancer," you're like, you know, I'm pretty fine with being called a cunt, actually. It's pretty chill.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all.
True.
Wait, you're saying my mother is gay? I don't give a fuck. That's pretty chill. At least she's not dead. It's like, it's fucking...
That's a good counter. That I have to write that down.
Do it.
I just did.
I see. He just did. Look, my no hands. Yeah, dude, streaming is a rough. Streaming is a rough.
Yeah, you have to
way of creating content, dude. YouTube, like creating YouTube videos, is that much easier. It is,
because you can prepare and what you want to say.
Yeah.
Mostly on stream, it's just random bullshit put together in a 4 hours long video.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, if someone comes in, the weirdest thing is you can kind of know where the attention is in a YouTube video. You can kind of know where the viewer's attention is, right? On a stream, I can't. I don't know. Some people might be, you know, most people probably have me on like, you know, their tab on like lowest volume possible, and just like, you know, listening to some background noise while sleeping, while doing whatever the fuck. Hopefully not that whatever the fuck, but you get the point. And so you don't really know how to operate, like, how, you know what I mean? You don't really know how much attention to demand, and how much attention to demand for them to watch, for example, right? So if I have a YouTube video, chances are the person, at least the first couple of seconds, will also look at the screen, right? So if I can catch their attention, I can carry their attention through the screen for a little bit, right? On stuff like this podcast, I'm expecting more of the attention to be on like, the audio, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
for like a 10-minute video, right? For a game, for example, where I have like a certain like a small hook in the beginning, right? And then I go into the video and stuff. I expect the attention to be there for, at least, I don't know, maybe the first 5 minutes or something. On a stream, I don't know. Like there might be something crazy happening and I have to find a way to paraphrase it and to tell everyone what is happening without sounding like a narrator, right? Without hitting them with the fucking like, and the boy walked down the aisle looking. You get the point. I can't do it. Yeah. But it's so different from YouTube videos. So hard.
A really good tip when you stream and something happens, you can rage about it.
Yeah.
And then people will, something happened, and then you tell them what happened. So
yeah,
it don't feel that forced.
Yeah,
like
it doesn't.
Narrator.
I know, but that's the point, right? You need certain tactics to you need to know how to react to the thing. But for me, usually my reaction is more vanilla. So if I got to this point, right, by watching, for example, I don't know if you know these people, but Summit1G, which is he's a decently big streamer. He doesn't stream the ninja way though, and then watching people like Ninja, right? Yeah, what you want to say something?
I said I think I know him, but I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah. So you have those two people, right? So Summit1G, he's a guy, he gets sucked into a game, plays that game. He just streams like 12 hours a day, right? Plays that game, plays the shit out of that game. And then a couple, maybe 1 month later, maybe some weeks, maybe a lot of months later, like GTA, for example, right now it's like two or 3 months. I think he's been playing almost only that game, right? And then that certain while later, he starts raging about the game, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, he's quitting it, and then he's jumping into another game, right? And his kind of style of entertainment is very different from the style that would be like, for example, someone like Ninja, right? Who's like, you can tell they try to, or Ludwig is even better. They try to like set certain jokes. They think about how to find a good angle to approach the situation, right? That is just unfolding in a funny way or in a certain way, right? Or to just like they slide in with that angle, right? And he's just having his commentary, and then his commentary is just hilarious because he's a hilarious guy. He just rages about the most like weird shit. And then about like shit that would piss everyone else off, he's like super chill. He's like, yeah, I mean, it's to be expected, right? And then he also is a like ex CS:GO pro, so he also has the skill to back it up.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this unwritten rule on Twitch: either you're good at a game, or you're funny,
or you're me,
or yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, no, but I agree. I mean, there are also those people that are funny and good at games. You would look at people like Ninja, but
for example, when I play Mario Kart,
people being funny doesn't really equate to having a great personality sometimes. I consider myself to have a good personality, but funny? Being good at video games?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just left because I couldn't hear what you're saying.
Oh.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's back.
So, I'm back now, yeah.
Yeah, technical issues are quite common on his stream, so you'll have to, you'll have to excuse him. He doesn't quite know what he's doing yet. I'm sure he'll get there.
I completely did it on purpose.
Oh, really? Yeah?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh my goodness. Isn't that beautiful? See, I don't know what I was expecting, but we're already like 1 hour in, and we haven't gotten to the second topic that I've written down. So,
Oh, you got another one.
Well, I got another few, yeah. But those are probably a little bit shorter.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything kind of streaming related, though.
Obvious.
That is the idea behind something that is called streamer highlights.
Sounds reasonable
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, dude, YouTube content is YouTube content. There are two types of YouTube content. The educational stuff, which is easiest. And then there's the stuff that requires you to find funny clips of your own stream. And whenever I try to do that with my own stream, I just look at my stream and I'm like, and that's all I can see. Like I literally, it's just, there's nothing funny.
No.
It's so hard. It's so hard to like edit your own videos.
For real?
For me, definitely. Yeah. For me, it is like I can watch other smaller streamers that are as unfunny as I am, right? And I would say, you know, I have my streams where I pop off, right? And it's just I've been watching other streamers and I've been like, you know, making notes. Okay, I would cut here. I would try to edit that into a video, right? And I can you know, I can get a good video out of like every I don't know, like 2 or 3 hours. With myself, I just struggle. And I think a lot of that is just me like comparing myself to where I want to be, and that just me like just blinding myself for the potential content that I could, you know, get out of certain things.
Yeah, I mostly don't look at that point this way. I just play the game, and when something funny happens, I completely explode with my laugh and some. For example, that one Apex clip I sent you, where I pulled that super duper esport trick and jumped off map. And then my mate also jumped out of a map on Olympus. After that clip ended, I laughed like 1 minute.
Yeah.
Into the stream.
Yeah.
And then we just played another run and we still laughed about it.
Yeah. So here's another problem, by the way, with those things, right? I'm such a sore loser that I'm struggling so hard with laughing about myself. Because I'm like, yeah, haha, it's funny, but then in my own head, I'm like, you motherfucker, why did you have to do that, you fucking idiot? Like, just play well, dude, just fucking stones. Like, it gets really hard to, like... Yeah,
when I play alone...
But I think that's important.
The same.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I play alone, it's the same, but when I play with someone else, that's in mind is the same what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That I'm dumb for something and I did something wrong and I find it and I'm actually it's funny in my head because I did something wrong and super duper wrong for something that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
For example, jump off a cliff with your octane jump pits.
Yeah, it's obviously something that happens, right? And it's like there's no reason beating yourself up for it because it's like, you know, whatever, fucking you know, it's the same with like whiffing certain shots, right? It's like it's to be expected, you know. But I just still get annoyed at myself. I don't know. It just, you know, something happens, I fail at something, and there's just a certain program in my head that just pops up. That's, you know, that's just like, okay, we gotta go through the system. There's a virus here. We have a problem. Ring the bells. Everyone to arms. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And that gets me to the point. I'm sure you've seen me at that point, especially in League of Legends, where I'm playing the video game and you can tell that I'm in my head. Like I'm not playing nor streaming anymore. Yeah. Yes. And life's just like passing by, dude.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Oh my god, it's so hard. It is so difficult. So difficult to like bring my attention back. Because even if I'm trying, and one of the things that I've realized on that one is if you're then trying to bring yourself back, then you'll hit that point where you're trying to interact with chat again, but chat can tell that you're in your head, and then maybe you can overwrite your thoughts for a while, right? You can like push yourself to be funny again, and you're funny, and and then the first little opening,
it just breaks through.
it's just back at it. It's just back again, right? Yeah, so what the summit guy, for example, is doing in those situations, which is interesting, is he actually discusses it with chat. Which is, that's the streamer thing to do. He's like, I'm really annoyed. That's really annoying that I'm like that, and like he's actually discussing it.
Then do it.
Yeah, I thought that to myself as well. It's pretty hard. But yeah, it gets difficult from time to time.
Yeah,
but
I just accepted myself that I'm sometimes dumb and do dumb things.
Yeah,
I
know,
accepted it a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't, right?
That's why it's for me way easier to get into those situations and get out of them, because I just think, okay, again, it's me.
Oh no, I'm doing shit again. Oh no.
Yeah. And
yeah.
And in my head, just, oh no, someone is gonna clip that and post it into my Discord channel.
Personally, I would absolutely. There's one thing that I personally don't give a shit about, is people clipping it. I personally, absolutely, I love it.
I love clips.
Clips are so good, and that's weird, right? But like watching myself fail like that actually doesn't bother me as much.
Same.
Like the thing that bothers me in a certain situation is that, for example, right, I'm such an ego cunt that I pick up a sniper and I'm expecting myself to hit 90% of the shots. I hit 60 and I'm like, dude, I'm so bad. It's like, what did you expect?
Yeah.
You are a monkey with a weapon. You haven't played this game for like thousands of hours.
Mm. When we dropped market and I had sniper and just no scope that dude out of life, I was on another human level in my head.
Yeah.
And you just died. And I 360 no scope that dude out of his life, and then another headshot, and then we all died.
Dude, I had a game where I popped off so hard that I was playing off screen, right? And it was like the second game off stream. I wasn't expecting much off stream.
Yeah,
I wasn't
off stream
expecting
is way
much.
easier.
Yeah.
Off stream.
And then I pop off, right? And I'm like, fuck, I didn't record that. Man, that was so annoying.
So like when you were streaming and I had my game where I was 5 kills, 5 assists, and we were second place. In my head, just why aren't you recording?
Yeah.
Why you don't stream?
Yeah.
Are you dumb for something?
Yeah, but the weird thing, so see, I've been figuring that I should just have like a replay system running, right? And I have that for League, but I don't have it for Apex because it doesn't record it. The replay system I have, at least, I think it doesn't. And even if it doesn't have the same client thing, right? Because League of Legends has this neat feature where it has a small client, right? That is not the same executable, and then it launches another window, which makes it super good for like programs to detect when a game is starting, because they just start with the champion loading screen, right? Valorant, for example, doesn't have that. You're playing the game on the same game that you're also like queuing, for example, right? Which probably makes loading times better. But my replay system is just constantly recording.
I think it would be weird for Valorant to have a client. It feels weird when your game has a client that launches the other game. I mean, for League, it always were that way. But for Valorant, I prefer the normal way that I went. with the game, and then you just load into the game.
I mean, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but the point being is just it's for streamers. It's a little bit easier the other way around because you can have different scenes, you can have an automatic scene switcher, and all in all, it's like it's a pretty neat feature. Now, I'm not saying that should be the case in in Valorant. I don't But that was my point. But dude, playing off stream,
You're just
you start hitting those shots.
Your skill is switched.
It's so weird, and
because you don't have to concentrate on the chat and don't read the chat.
yes,
and you're in that panel, and you just see Apex.
Yeah,
and you're full tryhard.
Something about that is I've been figuring that I should turn off my camera sometimes. Like I should just do streams. Like for example, the parts where I'm kind of expecting not a lot of people watching, right? Like games like Apex, right? Where I could just at a certain point I could just turn off my stream, turn the music a little louder, mute it for myself, and just try hard, like just and go at it. I was thinking that could be a good idea. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
For me at least, I probably wouldn't watch that stream.
Exactly.
For me as a viewer.
Yeah. That's my point, right?
Yeah.
Not until I'm good. Once I'm good.
Yeah.
Once I'm in Masters, you could probably do it. But
yeah,
for
in
myself
gold
right now,
or plat, probably around Diamond 1, you could start to do that. Because before, there's no chance anybody would watch that. Probably your 1 or 2 standard viewers would watch.
Yeah.
But
no, I don't think you would get a lot of people. I agree. Yeah. So, then for another topic, that might be interesting for you is where do you see yourself in the future with streaming? Like, do you want to continue? Do you just want to like do it, just for this fun hobby? Just stream whatever games you want to play, do whatever, or do you, maybe want to try to invest a little bit more time into it and try to, get it to a higher level?
It's definitely a mix of everything. I started just for fun, obviously. That's why you should start streaming, because you have fun. But at some point, you could go serious. Obviously, at my point, no. There's no chance you can go serious with my viewer counts or something. But obviously, if I get a job or something in 2 or 3 years, I wouldn't stop streaming. Obviously, I would do it as a side thing, as a hobby or something. And probably I would just play games that I like or have fun right now. For example, Apex or Mario Kart. I mean, I also played a Slime Rancher on stream. I finished that game in like 4 hours in 2 streams and never touched it again. For example, I also streamed Rocket League, but right now it's just not the thing right for me. Same thing with with League. I don't play League at all right now. I opened the client because my Amazon Prime skin was here and I could claim it. That's why I opened the client to open it. I think I got a Needly skin. Great for me because I play a lot of Needly or League.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I will play the games I like and want to play, not a fixed game that I always play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like you have those only League streamers. It would be very hard for me to play like straight up 7 hours League a day. I mean, I did it, but not on stream. It's a complete different thing on stream. The time goes way slower on stream, for me at least. You know what I mean?
So I've been there too, and it just recently started actually switching. So, for example, right, playing Don't Starve with an active chat gets me to the point where I'm 6 hours in.
And
I
it
haven't
feels
realized.
like one.
Yeah, I haven't realized. And I go
Yeah.
8 hours and I'm like, fuck, I have to work. Gotta go,
I
guys.
have to eat.
I mean, eating is like an afterthought anyway. I usually get some food in the morning and then, just slam some food in the evening.
Your streamers are insane. I actually couldn't do that.
Yeah.
When do you start streaming? Most of the time?
Oh, so I've been starting to be very bad at that, but for like, I don't know, a couple of weeks I've been streaming from 5 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock. Yeah, but the thing is, after that I have to work, so I can't.
Yeah.
So, which is unfortunate because that's the best time slot. So I'm forced to miss the best time slot anyway, right?
I mean, you're English. You're streaming in English.
Yeah.
And because of time and stuff, what time is it? 5 o'clock in Germany, and then in America, I think 9 hours back.
It depends where. Yeah, it depends where. Where in America, but yeah, it's like between 6 and 12 hours later.
I think East Coast is like 7 hours back.
Yeah.
So it's like 10 o'clock at them.
Yeah, that's why. So that's why I started streaming that early. Not because I'm also because I'm a psychopath, but not only because of that, but also because I was thinking, right, that I would hit like a good American time slot, right, from like 10 o'clock, where people are like chilling, right, starting to wind down, maybe like watch 1 hour, 2 hours of streaming, and then going on into the into the night, and then genau das. Exactly. And then just go into the European time slot, and but man, it's so unfortunate. It's so hard to pull off. It's just I wish I was able to decide when to stream. Because if I was able to decide, I would probably stream at night. So I would probably stream, I don't know, from 12 o'clock. Or from, let's say, 9 o'clock European, like German time, right? 9 o'clock p.m. to 1 o'clock, then go to sleep and then stream again after I wake up. So that would be kind of my schedule. But, I mean, sleeping, one thing that I will never do again is, I tried that for 2 weeks, is sleep while it's light outside.
Oh, that's bad.
And be
awake
really while it's dark outside. It's not okay. My body can't take it. I mean, I've tried it for 2 weeks, right? So at the end, you would expect it to be fine, but it's just not. It's not okay. And sleep is super important. Like, if you know whether or not I slept well on stream, if you join after 3 hours, because you just know, like, if the cunt's not talking, he hasn't slept. Like, it's just that simple, right? So lately I've been trying to be more liberal with myself, where if I stay up long, I just can't make the stream that early, right? Because I could start streaming earlier, but people, I mean, you wouldn't get a good viewing experience, so I don't.
You
why
just
do it?
Play the game and don't say anything.
Yeah, and it's just not, not
it's
enjoyable.
really dry then.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have to, dude, I don't know, man. I have to figure something out. But some things that helped me is trying to get like 7 to 8 hours of sleep, like for realsies, is really big. Like, usually, and this has been like the last 6 years at this point, I've been sleeping 5 hours tops. Most of the time I would sleep less. Yeah. I'm a fucking animal. In university time, I would sleep like 3-4 hours. That would be everything.
Sounds healthy.
Yeah, oh, it's really bad. And especially the other problem, right, is like I used to be pretty like stress related, pretty, what do you call it? Not narcoleptic, the opposite. I would not be able to sleep. I would like after 2 hours I would wake up and I would be awake. And I would not be able to go back to bed, or at least fall asleep, right? Then I would have to do something, then go to sleep for like 1 hour, maybe set an alarm, and then try to get my sleep that way. That is not okay.
That
So yeah,
sounds really bad.
yeah, it sounds really bad.
My sleep schedule is actually okay. I only stream after dinner, around 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe also 5 p.m. sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm still not tired, but I ate something, I'm fresh.
Yeah.
And then I stream until I have to go to bed. And then I watch like Netflix or something for an hour. Then it's 12 o'clock. And then I'm going to sleep. And then I wake up at 7 a.m. and go to school.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good.
In repeat, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
every single day.
Well, yeah, so that's pretty decent at least. I mean, you could get more sleep.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
be honest. But I think between like 16 and 18 you don't need as much sleep as like going on to 25, which I'm 23 at this point, so
you're almost
I'm a fucking
dead.
boomer. I am pretty much dead, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I have to say though, I have not had this like good of a time in my life ever. Like streaming almost full time, even though I'm not getting the results I'm well, I would wish for. Not necessarily that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting those results, but I have to say, it is so fun. Like in comparison to studying, in comparison to going to school, in comparison to even not knowing what to do and just chilling and playing video games.
Yeah.
Nothing feels as good as standing up and like just streaming. And like whenever I get people in chat, dude, it's just so good.
The day is saved after someone is typing in chat.
Yeah.
Because it feels like you did something. When you just play games, you feel like, okay, I played video games for 8 hours straight. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But then when you stream 8 hours straight, it's like, damn, I streamed 8 hours straight. That's something I did. I can be proud of that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, so I would say that you can get the same in video games if video games are important to you. So for example, I got that with Overwatch, where like Overwatch would just, you know,
when you grind ranked and hit that goal after a hard day,
yeah,
after 9 hours.
No, I mean, you can have a hard day. You can most definitely have a hard day in video games.
When you play ranked, obviously.
Yeah.
But when you hit that goal, then it feels like, damn.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah, but I think I'm pretty much an extrovert in that I just get charged up if I can interact with people. Like, if I can talk to people, and especially like having a chat with like 1 or 2 people, just being able to talk about random topics, I feel like I have more energy after. Whereas studying alone, stuff like that, it's just not, like, it feels better for me because I'm having way better results. So, right, with uni, for example, right, it's so weird. Uni, I'm popping off. Streaming, video games, I am not popping off. Let's put it like that, right? Or at least I don't feel like I am popping off. Maybe I am, maybe I am for the stage I am at. I'm doing good, right? Who knows? But since I'm comparing myself to the best, which in uni, I'm not comparing myself to my professor.
Yeah, that's...
So, that is something to be considered. Yeah, but it's something to be considered, right? Mm-hmm. But anyway, I feel like streaming gives me so much more like just
Energy.
so much more energy in a way. Yeah, although it is super like intense and it takes a lot of energy as well, right? Especially focusing on a game and like chat is so
It's
hard
like
sometimes.
You would have to had a third eye to manage something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and a second brain especially. Like my brain's just it's too much. Like looking over that, thinking of something funny, responding to chat, thinking about what topic to talk about, meanwhile planning what I want to do in the game and stuff.
For example, that's very hard in Mario Kart because you have that you're driving on a track and have to get those perfect drifts and also at the same time interact with your chat. It's so fucking exhausting.
Yeah,
but
I got that in League. I got that in League.
When someone is coming to your chat and types of, "Hey, I'm new, can I play with?" Your energy level goes just, and you're completely like a new person. Then it feels kind of great, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, like getting a couple of viewers and like a day like the day where I set my record, like where I hit the 17 viewers on my own without getting hosted. That day was, I felt good. Made me instantly stay up until 12 a.m. to edit videos, and then go to sleep late, and then fucking be tired for the next day. So the next stream was shit, but like I felt pretty good. Oh my god.
I actually love it when you can just goof around with your chat and not in that serious manner.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to have a serious convo, but sometimes it's just nice to goof around with your chat. And I don't know. For example, in Mario Kart, it's really nice to goof around.
Yeah, for me, it is kind of hard to just goof around. I don't know why. It might be the language barrier. It might be the fact that I'm very much thinking about the person's like how the person is like really acting. Like I'm very visual in that kind where I see, the person's like leaning back, the person's crossing their arms. I should switch the topic or I shouldn't, or so it might be that I'm just not used to like just speaking to written words. But I feel like it's, or it might be, which is the other thing, it might be the consideration of like me trying to be good at streaming that makes me a little bit more tense. I don't know what it is, but you're so relaxed on stream. It's so hard for me to pull that off.
I mean, we are both relative new to streaming. I mean, since when you're streaming?
I don't want to think about it, dude. 1.5 years? Unfortunately, it has been quite a while. But yeah.
I had in the past that streaming phases. You know what I mean? Where you stream for like a month and then don't stream 6 months.
Yeah. I have had that too. Yeah.
I mean, this month was pretty active. I almost streamed every day, also Thursday, then Friday, and then Sunday. I'm really proud of me that I could keep up with that because streaming every day is, I think it would be, after some point, it would be very exhausting.
It is.
Like you tell.
Yeah.
And I prefer to stream for like 3 times a week, maybe 4 when I'm feeling like. But I think when I started streaming in, I think 2 years, I started streaming 2 years ago, but not active as I was inactive as fuck.
Yeah, obviously.
I streamed like once a week, maybe 2, maybe twice. Yeah. But since 3 or 4 months, I constantly stream.
Yeah, I think there's also like a certain progression to it, right? Where in the beginning streaming is quite hard and you really need to like, spend a lot of energy streaming, and then at a certain point, you kind of get a little bit more comfortable, and having the lights is not that weird, and you kind of have your camera position and you kind of know, and it's all right, and someone's coming in, you kind of know what to say, and that's the point where you can start streaming, more often in a week. But I think in the beginning, there's no point in like forcing yourself to like stream every day, especially if you're missing sleep. Don't do it like at all, ever.
Yeah. For example, in September, I streamed like 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
Then in October, I streamed 3 times. Then November, not at all. And then it started in December, where I streamed 10 times now. January was fucking big. I popped so hard in January. 22 new followers. Then I got my affiliate in January.
Mm-hmm.
And since then I just stream every 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, getting that certain, getting to that certain point that makes you feel like you've accomplished enough is really good. Like stuff like and I wanted to touch on this anyway. Stuff like affiliate, right? Which is, I mean, it's it doesn't do a lot for your channel. But it is something that like gives you that it gives you that feeling. It's the first step, right? It's like,
you did something.
Yeah, and you're kind of getting the first recognition of like,
what you did.
You're accepted to the school now. Now, whether or not you'll do well or not, that is still written in the stars, right? And but it is, you're starting your adventure, and that feels really amazing. So it feels hard for me to deny myself the affiliate status in that part, but it's just technically on paper you just don't get a lot, right? But yeah, I mean, if I look at my channel analytics, I mean, dude, it is pretty depressing. If I look, for example, right, at the path of partner, and you can share your numbers with me maybe if you want, right? So if I look at my path to partner, it is 30 days performance, so we have to keep that in mind, right? Stream for 25 hours in 30 days.
Yeah, that's ease. That's ease.
How many hours do you have?
Right now?
Yeah. In the path of partner.
27.
Okay. How many do you think I have?
Over 150.
No. 116 hours. That is quite a bit.
Okay.
Stream on 12 different days, which is, not that hard.
For UX, I have 11.
Yeah, I have 18. But the thing is, right, I'm not streaming weekends because I have a girlfriend. Now I want to keep my girlfriend, and I want to spend time with my girlfriend. But I also...
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, but I also want to pop off on Twitch. So
but
not being able to stream, especially the weekend, is pretty painful. It's pretty painful. But yeah, and then you look at the average viewers and you're like, I'm currently at like 3.6.
I have
which
4.4.
That is considerably better. But if I was streaming less hours, and especially less, like, I'm not optimizing my average viewers. Because the last couple of days I've always had like 4 average viewers. And I mean 6 average viewers, 4.2, 5.3, streams like that, 7.9. So I've had decent average viewers, but then I'm spending like just 130 hours. Like I'm spending like, let's say, 80 of them just streaming games that just don't get the same viewer count as Don't Starve, for example. But I mean, I don't really care, right? The next goal is 100 average viewers. So I mean, that's
a long way to go.
That is so difficult.
For example, from 2nd of March to
Mhm.
31st March, I had 4.7 average viewers,
Mhm.
and since January, it always go up from 3.3 to 4.4, and now to 4.7. It feels nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, I've had a decent growth as well lately. I really feel like it's weird because I've been like I've been not really making any progress the months before, and I feel like this month has just been like me getting better
Nice.
YouTube videos, me getting better at streaming, me getting more viewers, me finding games that are better, like Don't Starve, right? And just me getting more ideas. I feel like, I've had the plateau for like such a long time that now I'm finally starting to raise and, starting to get
Yeah.
better and, so
For-
that's good.
For me, it was like at the first 2 months where like I didn't knew what I was going to play, and now I have those 2 to 3 games. I know, damn, I want to play those games. I know probably some people will watch it. For example, Mario Kart. Mario Kart is insane.
Mario Kart is a specimen of a game. It is so weird.
True.
It's one of the only games that has a long viewer retention apparently, like competitive games, but little top percent viewers. So you have like little pros or like little top percent streamers, and you have just so many viewers split over smaller channels.
Yeah.
You only have that in chess, Hearthstone, out of these games, chess, Hearthstone, and Mario Kart. Which is so weird.
In Germany, you have, for example, Nintendo or Montana Black.
Yeah.
But when they don't stream, it's basically you can get a scout at any time.
Yeah.
For example, yesterday, one person found me, but it could be 10 or something if I'm lucky and I'm at the right place at the right time. You know what I mean? And I don't know.
Yeah, it seems very random. I've spent quite a bit of time on like stuff like Twitch tracker and websites like that. Do you use that at all? Probably not really.
Nah,
you're choosing your games after,
what I want to play. Yeah.
So for me stuff like Stream Tracker also doesn't play a super huge role, because if I can't enjoy the game, so Project Zomboid is a game like that, right? Project Zomboid is a game that I've played for one stream, and it was just it just wasn't I just didn't enjoy it. I don't know. It apparently it has a lot of people that like it has little top streamers and like a lot of people that just watch the game constantly, right? It's pretty similar to Mario Kart. But it's just not. I don't enjoy it. But then, I still try to go towards those games that have, decent like, or less top percent viewers, for example.
Yeah, that's one point, but you have also to find a game what you want to play.
Yeah.
Because you can tell really easy if someone wants to play that game and don't want to play the game. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah. That's a big part, yeah.
That's when I played League, it was really obvious that I probably would play 2 games and then switch to anything else because it was tilted. And yeah.
Yeah, and so let's talk about games then. So games we've had some big releases in the last couple of years. But I personally kind of feel like there hasn't been anything that has been like that has been a great game and that is also like high profile, right? The last thing I can really remember, in my opinion, would kind of be Warzone, but the one before would actually be GTA 5. Like, it's weird, right? But I feel like that is a game that has been expected to be good, and that was good. and the rest was more of like Fortnite. No one expected Fortnite to be good. What the fuck?
Yeah,
no one expected
but
anything to be
Fortnite
good.
did
Apex
really
was
much
like,
for-
yo guys, I'm here by the way, and I'm paying a bunch of streamers, and everyone's playing it out of that. But
Yeah.
no, there wasn't any game that was as hyped, for example, as Cyberpunk. So how did you like that game?
I
Yeah.
streamed it. It was a lot of fun
Apparently.
because, but at some point I couldn't bring myself to play that game even private. I haven't played it through.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I'm still stuck on like level 25. And I think the gaming community needs like the same thing as it needs a new Fortnite, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A new game that's that's great. I mean, season 1 Fortnite, it was great.
To be honest, I kind of missed that hype. I never felt like Fortnite. To me, it felt like a lot of buzz about a game that is like mediocre at best.
I mean, it came after PUBG. It was after the Battle Royale hype.
Yeah.
And Fortnite at that time was a perfect game for me.
Yeah.
Could be that because I was 13 or 12, I don't know when it came out. But when I remember it from now, it was a great game. But now, it's full of sweats right now.
See, that's interesting because I think that, for example, right, a game like Fortnite is like the perfect mix of being a casual game and being seeming competitive enough, so the top figures would get hype. You know what I mean? It kind of happened like that with Overwatch. Overwatch was a game that is like, if you look at it as a competitive game, it just isn't that good. Because a good competitive game is boring as shit. Okay? A good competitive game is balanced, has as little RNG in it as possible.
And it's boring as fuck.
Is as accessible as possible, so it has simple graphics. And has like, as many intricate mechanics as possible, right? You look at CSGO. You have insane grenade lineups. Now, does anyone give a shit about them? Not really.
No.
Are they amazing? Yes, they are. Are they, like, if you get into the game, you get amazed, right? But you have to hit, for example, with League, I have to hit plat. After hitting plat, you kind of get to acknowledge what great players are doing. That is so amazing. But before, you're like, yeah, he's doing good. That's pretty impressive. But, it's not quite as accessible. And then you have games like Overwatch, which seem like they have an esport, right? And they seem like they're difficult, but they're actually pretty accessible, and the high end is lacking because of that. And it's actually not a good competitive game. Not as good as CSGO, not as good as League,
I think Overwatch esport, when it came out, was really fun to watch because of that team comps some people pull out. For example, 2 tanks for supports. But then
goats. Fucking goats.
It was pain to play against it, but it was fun to watch it.
Yes.
As a viewer. But then Blizzard implemented 2-2-2. 2 tanks, 2 damage dealer, and that kind of made Overwatch esports more boring than it already was. And they kind of killed Overwatch esport with that, for at least me.
Yeah, I think Blizzard has a history of intervening
in stuff
where you just don't touch it for a second. Like
Mm-hmm.
a good example would be StarCraft, right? StarCraft 2, they nerfed certain timing attacks for Terrans. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know StarCraft, but
I played it, yes.
yeah, this is simple enough that you'll understand, right? So this timing attack back in the day was pretty intense and was pretty hard to deal with. Why? Because it required insane amounts of skill at that time to counter it. But if you got there, right, you would absolutely demolish it. Now what they did is they nerfed the Terran timing attack. What that did is that everyone else was getting better, and now that timing attack, for example, is a joke. Like that timing attack is brought up as a gold joke, as a joke about gold players that still haven't, realized that like, but it's they nerf something that just the community will outgrow that, difficulty and will grow on it.
For example, like the Lee insect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In like, I don't know when Lee,
They would just
Lee
remove
came
it.
out. In like season 4 or 3, only the cool kids could do an insect on Lee.
Yeah.
A real one.
Yeah, exactly.
And
now every
nowadays,
fucking silver player can do it.
Yeah.
And like perfectly execute it. Does it matter? No.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. No, and ever since, like, Lee has only gotten buffed, basically. Like he's gotten his fucking, like,
he always gets buffed before Worlds. Mostly.
Yeah, he's just one of these like competitive staple
because
champions.
Riot wants to get esport player to play Lee because Lee is fun to watch. Because
Probably, yeah.
Lee can insect, and if Lee insects someone in like the final, and because of that insect, they win the game and the final. It's insane.
It's a good
what I
highlight.
mean?
Although we have to say that doesn't happen anymore, because now every insect target has a cleanse or a QSS, and perfectly
That's
QSS or cleanses his kick after he started channeling, basically, which is just so insane. But it speaks to the point that we were making previously, right? Back in the day, not everyone could do a like Lee Sin kick. No one could QSS a Lee Sin kick. If you would have told anyone, yeah, just QSS it, they would have looked at you. They would have been like,
How?
what? That is so quick. How should I know? Nowadays, every pro can do it. Like, probably even like, certain amateur league players can do it. Now, if you look at back at the Overwatch mechanic stuff, right? There are ways to pick apart goats. I was a Sombra player, okay? Now, I didn't have a lot of fun because Bridget is born in hell. But listen, okay? There are ways to attack goats in that certain point, right? There are ways to attack goats, and there would probably have been a way to figure it out. But the thing is that there would have been a year worth of playing goats, and then you would have that pop-off moment, right? But what they did is they intervened, and you never got to that like pop-off moment. But people stopped complaining. People got kind of interested again, because people were like, yeah, goats was kind of getting stale, and goats is a simple meta, and we don't like seeing simple shit, right? As much as we love doing it, though. And then they kind of moved on. But the Overwatch League is a forced kind of deal anyway. Like, they're forcing that shit, and it is not growing. Like,
it's the same with Fortnite. When they released creative mode, people were getting better so fast that Epic couldn't compete with that. And couldn't do new mechanics. People would spend 3 to 4 hours a day just building. And now it's like you look at someone and they built a Fort Knox before you.
It's really impressive if you look at it, because I personally have no idea about what the fuck is going on, but like just seeing them like fly over the screen with their cursor, impressive as hell. But then you have the Battle Royale format, right? Which I think Apex, fucking Apex, what the hell? Fortnite, if Fortnite had like a competitive mode, there could be potentially...
It has one.
Yeah, I know. What I mean by competitive mode would be like a 5v5 mode. Search and destroy mode, right? Like a CSGO type mode. Not a mode that you can balance around. Like there's a reason why search and destroy, for example, is such a great mode. There's a reason why certain modes are great competitive modes and certain modes are great casual modes. And making a battle royale mode work is just, I mean, what do? Do you do a kill duel? Then, you know, people drop somewhere.
Boxing duel.
Yeah, but like the point is, right? Apex is also, rumor has it, Apex is probably coming out with like a competitive 3v3 mode in the future.
In season 9.
Yeah, exactly. And having that in the game, I think is great because a battle royale is great. A battle royale is great fun. A battle royale is fun. A battle royale is great, but it at the top of the level, a battle royale is not looking very interesting because
you loot 5 minutes, then fight, then loot again, then fight, then loot again, and then you die.
I mean, not necessarily.
Repeat.
If you look at pro builds, right, what they do is they set up in a house and they just control angles. Now that shit doesn't look very interesting. But they just sit there. And the big brain thing is they know where the circle is going to be, and they know the sight lines, and they control the sight lines with certain traps, so they use a lifeline packet to drop, like, to close a certain sight line that an enemy team that would sit up in the perfect position would have on them, and they get a good position out of that. No casual player would get that. Right? Yeah, whereas in League, the highest level is still kind of doing the same thing, just way better, right? Like the only thing that is kind of not accessible is stuff like timings to like a casual player like us, right? Is like the certain timings. We don't understand that, you know, like this recall is great because he's going to have like this item up or whatever, but you kind of get what is happening, right? And it's like you can look at it, and as simple as you look at it, they clash and they fight and one team wins, and it's impressive. Whereas in Apex, it's like this team is just sitting there, this team is just sitting there, and the stuff that is really going on is not really that obvious. So I think that's why, for example, the search and destroy mode is a good competitive mode that is also very watchable, right?
Have you seen the leaks of the new Legend?
Yes.
In a season? If Blisk made it into Apex with that ultimate, with that fucking Titanfall, the meta will change definitely.
I mean, listen.
With that Titan.
Listen, okay. Horizon had a super different kit for the longest time. I think some other Legends as well. Probably, I think Fuse has been mentioned as well, right? They had super different kits. So I would wager that this video has been taken from, like, you know, early on when they had like, okay, we have this idea, a random cunt starts working on it, he's like having some fun, and he's like, dude, what if we can do a Titanfall in Apex, right? And he's just trying that out, right? And they will vault the hero anyway, so they're just chilling with that, and they just let this guy try out for like, I don't know, 2 hours a week. Just let him try out, you know, just he drops a Titan, and those are the abilities. Now my hypothesis is that is when the video was taken, you know, like the video was just taken and it's just some random stuff, and you know, but I don't think that all of this like Titanfall stuff, I don't think that's very likely to occur, and if it occurs, then it is going to be in a way where it's like balanced enough that it doesn't really more like change because the thing that usually changes the meta is the stuff that people don't realize is that the stuff that doesn't look shiny. If you have a Titanfall, that shit looks shiny as hell. That shit is not going to be unbalanced. The stuff that is unbalanced is, you know, stuff like what is it, like Octane Stim
or RE45.
RE35, a weapon that is just too average. It is just it's average. It's just average at 150%. But no one, but everyone would be like, oh fuck the peacekeeper, fuck the, you know.
Nah, not peacekeeper. Probably more like fuck the EVA 8, more like.
But EVA 8 is one of these weapons that in the beginning everyone is like, EVA 8's not a good weapon, right?
Yeah.
But the EVA 8 is way more reliable than a PK. But the PK is like, it's like, 120 damage. So everyone's like, that's a broken weapon. What they don't see is that the person missed 4 shots. Why did they miss 4 shots? You're like, he's just bad, my movement's just good. But in the end, the PK is, you have to be very specific and you have to be very good at aiming it. Whereas the EVA, you spam into the direction and your average damage is going to be higher, although you don't burst the person in 1 shot, right? So I feel like the Titanfall ability, that would be an obvious one. I'm scared of the one that is not an obvious one. Like Octane Stim, right? It's like, he's running faster, great shit. And then you realize, wait, he's it's a movement ability. Those are pretty good. But you wouldn't realize.
I think I read they want to nerf the Stim, probably giving it less. They want to decrease the cooldown, but want to so it makes more damage to Octane itself.
They wanted to increase.
Really, really low, really fast.
No, they wanted to do it in a way that like you lose more HP, so there's more danger, but also more payout, which I think is interesting, but potentially problematic. I don't know if that's a nice change.
Good Octane players will still stim 24/7 and just run around and dodge every bullet.
I don't think so. I don't think you can constantly stim anymore. Because I think that's the idea, right? The idea is that you can still stim in that good situation, right? But you can't like constantly just zoom around the map. Which
I think if they decrease the cooldown to 2 seconds, but probably double the HP loss, I think it would be balanced.
Maybe.
Because you stim, then you're low, and then the person is still shooting on you. And if he's good, he will kill you.
Yeah.
Because you have less damage. You have more speed, but you have less health.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely get the angle of, but I don't, I also don't play Octane, so I wouldn't be able to tell, to be honest.
Yeah, I play a lot of Octane, so I think it would be a good way to start balancing him. But there's still obviously much to do with Octane, because Octane has a lot of mobility in a shooter.
I would wager that Octane is one of these things that'll get worse with time. Because the thing that makes Octane that good as well is he covers over some weaknesses of yours. If you're taking long, for example, looting, right? If you're bad at looting, with Octane, you can just poorly loot more containers, right? And you'll be done in the time that a good player, does his containers. So I think he covers up some weaknesses that are going to come out later on again. For example, the looting thing, right? Or the rotations thing. You can fall behind on Octane because you can catch up with your team. Or stuff like that. Or you can afford to not have as many syringes. Maybe you forgot your syringes, like you're not looting well enough, and you forget syringes. You get
passive.
Exactly. Yeah. Or the other thing is you're out of position, and he's just like, you can quickly get into a good position again, right? Whereas other characters are maybe more punishing, but then they remain at that high level Whereas I think he is very dependent on your like mate being an idiot as well, or your enemy being an idiot as well. Because if people get used to tracking Octane, like good players, I mean, there's no ceiling in that, right? You know, the best of the best are going to be good at tracking him pretty soon, right? Give it a couple of months. So I think, you know, the higher the level, and as the skill ceiling and the skill floor raise, which they're already going up decently quickly in Apex, because there's a lot of like, you know, just there's a lot of shooter games, right? So people already have like decent base level.
Yeah.
I think that the better people get at that, I think the less effective he's going to be. Whereas someone like, for example, what's her name? Watson, right?
Yeah, Watson will be good.
Watson doesn't get worse. With Watson, it's not very Watson does not rely on your enemy that much as, for example, someone like Octane. But, you know.
I definitely know what you mean.
Yeah. So, is there anything else that, you know, you would like to touch on, or, you know, what are you?
I think we did cover a lot.
Oh yeah, we covered a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think...
Yeah.
No,
thank you for being part of this, because I mean, it's pretty weird for me to do this kind of content, obviously, right? And I think next time I would hold myself back a little bit and give more spotlight to the person. But I think it was pretty fun, and you know, like, still tell everyone where they can find you, especially if they're German. Also, you know, maybe you can drop something German if you want for them, doing some special stuff.
Also, wenn euch das gefallen hat, könnt ihr gerne auf meinem Twitch vorbeigucken. twitch.tv/Ultivitamoinsaft. Ich streame meistens dienstags, donnerstags und sonntags zwischen 18 Uhr bis 23 Uhr. Und ja.
Mario Kart?
Ja, stimmt. Ich streame wahrscheinlich, wie ihr euch schon gemerkt habt, Mario Kart und Apex. Mal mehr, mal weniger. Je nachdem. Und ja.
Good choices. Great choices. All right, so thank you very much for watching, everyone. Make sure to check him out. If you're German, obviously. If you're English, you know, you can lurk. We can use all the help we can get. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I will see you guys on my Twitch. I will see you guys around. He's probably going to be in chat from time to time as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys around. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and it has been a blast recording this with you. Thank you very much for being here.
It was very nice. Thanks.